Are you looking for some gorgeous and easy fall wreath ideas? I got 3 of them for you in this video, plus a little centerpiece. This video is part of What's on My List collab, and this month it is hosted by my friends Chantal from Love and Life's Journey DIY, DIY Beauty on Purpose, Country Lily DIY, Lovely Moments Creating, and Crafting My Best Life with Lisa Marie. I am so lucky to be part of this group. We get together every other month and have a fun collab for you. This month, my package is from my sweet friend Barbara from Country Lily DIY Decor. And let's see what my list is. I have my envelope right here. On the inside, she has a very pretty note for me. Here is my list, and I need to get a vase, ribbon, and 1 item from the automotive section. This is going to be fun. Let's head on over to the Dollar Tree. And here we go. I'm going to first stop by and get a vase. This Dollar Tree had a nice selection for me to choose from. Then, of course, I'm going to stop by and look at some ribbon. I always pick up this burlap with the lace. And then, of course, the automotive department. This was difficult because I did not want to use the steering wheel cover, so I decided to go with this little garbage can bucket. The vase that I'm using is this one right here. The ribbon is this lovely lace ribbon. And from the automotive section, I'm using a little garbage can that's supposed to be for your car. It is broken, but we don't need that. We're going to be using the bottom part of this. For this project, I'm going to be using this fluffy yarn. I got this at Joann Fabrics, and this is left over from a pumpkin wreath. I'm going to link it in the description box below, but I wanted to give you some options that you can use from the Dollar Tree. Here is a nautical rope for a light look, and of course this other nautical rope that's that natural look. First things first, we are going to combine my vase with the little garbage can. For a permanent seal, I'm going around the side of my little trash can with the E6000. E6000 usually takes at least 12 hours to dry, so to speed the process up, I'm going to use some hot glue. I'm sure you've seen this done before. Basically what I'm doing is making kind of a tall vase. Now that that's set, I'm going to take my puffy yarn and I'm going to start hot gluing it and going around, starting from the bottom. I finished up right here. Next, I'm taking this foam, and this foam was made for vases like the one that I'm using because it goes from a wider to a narrower diameter, and if I drop it right in, it fits in nicely. To make sure it stays in place, I'm just going to go in and out zigzag hot glue right on the edge so it has a nice seal, and pop it right in. Here are the florals I'm going to be using. First, the mums, then some mini mums, super cute, amaranthus, and these mini pomegranates. Always starting with the biggest flower. With the mums, I'm going to go around the edge. The mini mums are giving us the height, and I'm just going to put them in the center of my foam. After I pulled up the greenery on the mini pomegranates, I'm going to put them in between our mums and mini mums. They are going to give us that pop of color, and they're going to match the vase nicely. Grabbing the second bushel of the mini pomegranates, I'm going to cut them as long as possible right at that edge. And these are going to go in the middle of the mini mums. I was going to add the amaranthus to this bouquet, and sometimes this happens. You think you're going to add something and the project tells you, you know what, it's time to stop. So that is exactly what I'm doing. Now I'm grabbing my beautiful ribbon. I absolutely love this ribbon. And I'm going to make a little tail or a long tail, make the bow, cut off the excess, grabbing another piece, wrapping it around, and I'm just going to tie it. Our vase is all done, and now a little bit of hot glue on the second row, so about 1/2 inch from the top. And then here is my little bow. I think it's going to look so super cute. For this wreath, I'm going to be using the 9.8-inch floral foam wreath form and some of this yarn. I got this yarn at Hobby Lobby on clearance for $1.74. You can use whatever yarn you have on hand. To start, I'm just going to tie the end and I'm going to hot glue it in place. And now I'm just going to start going around and around. I'm fluffing it out as I'm going along, and I'm just going to continue wrapping the yarn around a wreath form. This is all I have left. I'm going to take a few inches of this and I'm just going to tie it, make a little knot, and that's going to be my hanging loop. To decorate our wreath, I'm going to go with beige colors like this. And this one I got at Hobby Lobby. It was $3.99. I got it 50% off. And then these little things from the Dollar Tree. Because it's fuzzy, I'm not going to be hot gluing. I'm going to be using a piece of floral wire to attach these. Now that I got these separated, I'm going to remove this part right here and just keep the fuzzy white. Now I'm going to make sure that these are on nicely. This one is not, so a little bit of hot glue. With these, I'm going to bring the greenery up and then cut them. I'm going to do the same thing with these and make sure they are on nicely also. I really want to make sure that these are going to be secured. I want this to be a little uneven. The top part is going to be larger and the bottom part is going to be a little shorter. I'm going to put this one a little higher just like that. This one's a little lower. This one is going to come from the bottom just like that. And now these guys, one higher, one on this side, one on this side, bend them a little bit, and then one coming from the bottom. I decided to bring the actual bouquet together with a zip tie. Now that my bundle is together and it's nice and secure, grabbing my piece of floral wire, giving it a few twists, and then I'm going to wrap it around my wreath. Since I want this in an odd angle, I wanted to make sure that that's nice and tight. I'm grabbing some white floral wire and I'm just going to wrap it around and try to hide the wire as much as possible. And it disappeared into my branch, making sure I go around the wreath form so it disappears into all that purple. Next, I'm grabbing some ivory ribbon I have on hand. This one is 1.5 inches in width. This ribbon was thrifted and I'm going to see if I can find where it was purchased, but if I were you, just take anything you have on hand that would match and that would look pretty. So I'm making a little bow, just a simple bow, nothing exciting. We want to keep this as elegant as possible, which means not overdoing it. Let's cut the tail. Next, I'm going to grab this lilac ribbon, and this one is a grosgrain ribbon. Bring it together, grabbing more of that white floral wire. A few twists, and we're going to wrap this around the wreath form and tie it in the back. I'm going to cut the tails on an angle. And then for the center, I found this little pearl. It's a little flat, and I'm just going to put that in the center. You can use a button, anything you have on hand. For the base of this wreath, I'm going to be using a floral foam wreath form, a creepy cloth from the Dollar Tree Halloween section, and 2 black zip ties. First thing you want to do is open your cloth up all the way. Then I'm going to bring the end together and I'm going to zip tie it to my wreath form. Let's cut off the excess, wrap this around the wreath form as much as we can, making sure we cover the green. Now that our wreath is wrapped, make sure you find the spot where the zip tie is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a piece of black ribbon. Any ribbon you have on hand is just fine. I'm just using this 1/4 inch satin ribbon by Offray, and I'm just making a hanging loop. So I'm going to make a knot or 2. For now, we're going to put this on the side. To decorate our wreath, I'm going to be using some maple leaves. I have some yellow ones and red ones. They also have berries, how pretty. And this pick from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to first lay everything out. So I have a yellow one on this side, a yellow one on the other side, then a red one that we're going to put a little lower, another red one, and our pick is going to go in between them. I'm using the pick as almost like the centerpiece, and this is where we're going to bring things together because we need to make it very seamless. We're not going to put any bows on there, so we just need to make sure that we have plenty of leaves. Grabbing a zip tie, I'm going to bring everything together, and I'm going to start bending it to the shape of our actual wreath form. So just bend it and put it in place. Face the flower forward. I'm going to make sure this zip tie is really tight and cut off the excess. Cut off anything that should not be there that's sticking out because I know it's going to hold in place, so I'm not really worried about it coming out, but I'm going to leave at least an inch from my zip tie. This is a little bit on the thicker side, so I'm just going to bend it because it's going to be too difficult to cut. Now, grabbing a black zip tie, I'm going to zip tie it to the wreath form. Some of you may be wondering why I just did not bring this together and zip tie it straight away, why I had to use the second zip tie. That's because you're not going to get it as tight if you just use one zip tie. You want to make sure that your decor is in place, that it's holding nice and tight, and then you're going to use a second zip tie to zip tie it to the wreath itself. And I'm basically zip tying next to the zip tie that we used when we finished going around. The actual knob of the zip tie is towards the center because you also want to make sure that nothing is scratching. I have my hanging loop right here, and we are done with this very easy and quick fall wreath. This wreath, I'm starting with a floral foam wreath form from the Dollar Tree and a few pack of the maple leaves. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the green leaves. I want this to be more of a fall vibe. And what you want to do is you really want to mix them because some of them are laid right on top of each other. Look at this one. This one's grouped with maybe 6 of them in there. So just separate all of these first. Next, I'm just going to start hot gluing the leaves, going from inside out, and I'm going to kind of zigzag back and forth, filling everything in. One pack was enough to finish off the wreath because right here is where we're going to put our bow. I decided to make a funky bow. This is going to be really fun, and I'm using some Dollar Tree ribbon. For each ribbon, we are going to cut 20-inch strips, so I'm just measuring 10 inches. This is going to be our loop, so there you go, 10 inches. We're going to need 2 of each color at 20 inches. I have my 20-inch strips. Now I'm just going to take the endings, and since these are fairly thin, I'm just going to line up the ends and do my little dovetails. Before you start making the bow, make sure you have your floral wire or your pipe cleaner ready to bring the bow together. Starting with my green ribbon, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to measure off 4.5 inches from the loop side, and I'm going to put it between my fingers. Next, we're going to go for the next ribbon. Same thing, measure 4.5 inches. And now we're going to put it the other way. Now I'm going for my orange. Such beautiful colors. I love this ribbon, 4.5 inches. And we're going to put it this way. Your tails should be a little longer than your loops. And now we're going to start over with the green. Since we used one of each ribbon, we have 3 different color ribbon. Everything is opposite. So my loop on my green is on this side, and then it's going to be on this side, or the tail is right here, and now it's going to be right here. So it's all evened out. Now let's find our center. Now I'm just going to kind of zigzag to bring it together. Grabbing my floral wire, I'm going to fold it forward so I can make this as strong as possible. And I'm just going to squeeze it here in the middle because I really want to make sure that this is as tight as possible. And then I'm going to wrap it around. Next, I'm going to grab a piece of jute cord and make a hanging loop. Going to tie a few knots, cut off the excess. Next, grab a zip tie. Make sure this one's on the longer side. Mine is 8 inches. My bow. Going to zip tie it in place. Cut off the tail. And now it's time to bring our bow to life. We're just going to start opening up tails. And if your tail, like this one, is upside down, make sure you give it a twist. This wreath is one of those wreaths that's great for beginners. Just a fun little wreath that was easy to make, quick, and just turned out absolutely beautiful. And this is definitely getting me in the mood for the holidays. So just keep on playing with the bow until it's where you want it to be, and it's all done. Look at us. We're all stripes today with Louie. Right, Louie? Leo is a little busy napping right now. So I have Louie with me, who as always is yawning. And I will be opening the package. What did I get, Louie? So Miss Barbara got us a little gift, huh? Oh, it is so cute. Look what she got me. It's a glue gun, and it is so darn cute. I love it, and I love this color. How awesome. Barbara, thank you so much for my hot glue gun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to click on the playlist so you can see all the other projects my amazingly talented friends made and see what's on their list. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and thumbs up, because that is what helps my channel and this video grow. And of course, let me know down below which wreath was your favorite. As far as Louie and I, for now, we are going to go take a nap. Say bye. It's a very rainy day today, right, Louie? Let's go take a nap. Bye, my sweet friends. Mwah.